Hi, this is Jackie,
Hi, this is Diana.
and you're listening to Home Bodies Only, where we welcome all bodies to join us as we break down and dissect HBO series. And this episode, we are talking about Somebody Somewhere, Season 2, Episode 4, Keys, Phone, Cash ID. Now I can't remember the beat of the song, right?
Yeah.
Um, I was going to say, which I don't think I told you, last episode, if you watched us on YouTube, you hear me just go, Jackie. I spoke too soon before it started to record.
hmm
So with my awesome audio editing skills, I took a clip of myself saying, Hi, this is Jackie, and I inserted it into the audio for the podcast. And it's seamless. You don't even know that I didn't do it at that time. So if I'm shaking the mic. If you were wondering why I just go Jackie on YouTube, there was no way I could fix that. I definitely don't know how to insert visual clips of myself into
That's
this
great.
stuff. This is a special episode because we are recording during the day. And
Mm.
it's giving me, and you like my clothing rack in the back
Yeah,
here?
look at that. You
It's
can see my
giving me,
face.
yeah, it's giving me summer vibes because we recorded last summer basically in the day.
hmm
Which, speaking of, we did Euphoria, and I am currently uploading them to YouTube. If you'd like to
So
watch
exciting.
us squirm as we talk about.
Ooh.
Actually, you squirmed more than me. Actually, yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think you actually squirmed, but
Yeah.
so if you notice in those videos, if you watch any, we didn't record them with YouTube in mind. So you'll see
hmm
half my face. I look like I'm very hunched over. I don't know. We weren't very conscientious of the
I
camera.
mean, this
So
is real right now. You are drying laundry
I am.
behind you.
I
I
am.
mean, this is legit.
And I didn't feel like moving it. I'll be
You
honest.
know what? It's all
Didn't feel
good.
like it. Okay. All right. So this episode, um, by the way, with the song Keys, Phone, Cash ID, cash ain't one of them for me.
Now it's card.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's wallet. Do I have my wallet?
hmm
Um, yeah. I don't really carry cash. What is something, I thought of this, what is something you
Yeah.
have to have with you other than those things? Like
Chapstick.
you know what I was going to say?
100%. I
Chapstick.
cannot leave the house without a chapstick. If it's not in
I,
my purse, I'm one of those people. Like I have one at work in the drawer. I have one in my purse.
oh,
There's one in the bathroom. I have chapsticks everywhere.
I do have chapsticks everywhere. I don't have one at work, but
Ooh,
I
I have
do feel weird if I don't have it in my pocketbook. But you know what I really, really can't leave the house with because if I ever do, it always bites me in the butt is
what?
ibuprofen, which I know sounds terrible. I don't use it every day, but I
Yeah,
have to have it with me
that's a good one too. I have it in my school
because
bag.
if I don't,
hmm
then I somebody gets a headache that I'm
Yeah,
with and needs it.
that's a
Like a
good one.
yeah, thank you. Okay. So I
That's a
just
good
want
question.
yes, I you know where I kind of got it from? Not going to lie. Back when I would read magazines,
hmm
it was either in Cosmo or in Style. They would when they would do a quick little interview on a page, not necessarily of the cover model, but
Yeah.
and they would say, "What do you have to have in your bag?" And I was like, "I love this." Or, "What do you have in your bag?" And they'd tell you like they'd literally be going through it when they and I was like, "I love that question." So, that's where I got that from.
I like that.
Basically, I did start to watch this a second time today because I was like, I haven't watched it's been a while and I
hmm
forget things, but basically, Joel planned this whole thing to see Brad. Like, even with, like, he was psyched she was going to be gone for the day. Like,
Yeah.
right? Pretty much because he got her all the stuff for her
Yep.
road trip. I mean, I think he's sweet and he does that, but he
hmm
definitely, I mean, we know he planned it because of all the waiting in the parking lot and stuff, but
Yeah.
he really was thinking about this. Okay. So yeah, so it starts off. She is going to be taking a road trip to bring her mother to the hospital, which something like I worked at a hospital. I didn't work.
hmm
I actually would go into a nursing home. Like was like I almost said freelance. You know what I mean? Like through
Freelance.
an agency. I would be like a sub. Like if the because I worked for an agency and I mostly worked with kids, but once in a
Yeah.
while she'd be like, "Hey, can you go hit up nursing home because so
Mhm.
and so can't make it there?" And I'd be like, "Okay," and I would do, and everybody's gonna laugh. I would do swallow studies, or I would not swallow studies. Sorry, I would do a swallowing assessment. If they were choking or something, and I wouldn't.
Right.
I don't think I did therapy. I think it was mostly assessment, and then I would sit. I
Mhm.
sat like I remember in the cafeteria with someone. It's so depressing. It's so depressing. Sorry, but isn't it? Do you think it was weird that they had to provide the transportation, or is it because she kind of was like on probation, like was getting kicked out?
Probably that.
I
Yeah.
just
I
thought it
don't
was
know.
weird.
I thought that they usually transport possibly like in a
Yeah, because
metavan type thing
they're a
or
patient. Like I just thought that was
yeah.
really. I don't know how realistic that is. Although maybe in different states it's different. I have no idea. But anyway, it made for a good
I
episode.
yeah, I mean, I wasn't even hung up on the fact that they were transporting their mother. I was more caught up in the fact that they had no music on in the car.
Yeah.
So, didn't something what did they start to I can't remember, but I wrote in the notes like
Yes.
there was no music in the car. And that's another thing. I can't be in a like I
Yeah.
have a I have different playlists that you know,
DJ
for
the
my
DJ.
mood. I mean, hello. Um, yeah. And I have that like Apple CarPlay or whatever, so it like syncs with and whatever I'm in the
Mhm.
mood for. I have like different playlists for my mood or whatever. And they didn't even have the radio on, right? But they're like yelling at
That
each other. And it
but
was so silent,
that's
but
so
then they
weird.
started, yeah, I don't
Singing.
know.
They
That
sang
bothered me.
something, didn't they?
Yes.
Yeah, no, that
Or
was
the mom
weird.
did. Was the
Did
mom
they?
singing? This is why I
Gosh.
should have watched it
I
again.
know I should have watched it a second time. We'll get maybe I have notes. I feel
Oh
like
no,
somebody
it was
didn't
like the
want.
dinging of the phone. Her
Well,
phone kept
Trisha's phone
going
kept
and it
going
was
off.
driving me bananas. Yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anyway.
um hmm. Oh, another thing I want to point out. Remember how he's like, maybe she's like, what are you going to do today? And he's like, I got to flip my house. I got to run some errands. I'll get some steps in. And she's like, don't do it without me. That was another,
Mm-hmm.
I was like, she's controlling. Like, I know it's a little
Yeah,
thing, but
yeah,
like
yeah.
the fact that he didn't tell her at all that he
Mm-hmm.
stalked Brad. I mean, I know it's weird. It's because they're kind of in a relationship and
Yeah.
they're both
But he
single and
totally
that would,
turned his Fitbit off, right? Or his little tracker,
yes, he
like
turned
for
the
his
Fitbit
steps.
off. Yes, yes, yes. Mm-hmm. I know. I don't love him being dishonest with her, but I get
Yeah,
why he was.
right.
Um, so by the way, yeah, so you mentioned like Trisha's phone keeps going off, and I was like, I knew it had something to do with the pillow thing. Um,
Yeah.
Joel stalks Brad at the church. Brad's Brad's outside the church. He's a new fame for it now for me. Brad's outside the church and he's talking about someone that had an allergic reaction. He's like, quote, I've never seen an allergic reaction like that. He's like talking to two, parishioners or whatever you want to call them. But
Yeah.
I just I just don't know. Oh, by the way, I finally watched, okay, I have a couple things here. I watched Bridget Everett on Watch What Happens Live, which is the show on
Mm-hmm.
Bravo. Andy
Mm-hmm.
Cohen hosts. And she she seems so nice. She comes across so positive. Like she would not say a bad thing about anybody. I mean, and this is like
Mm-hmm.
Bravo smack talk, and she would not.
Yeah.
She seemed very, I guess she's been on before. She has a cabaret show, by the way, which we need
Okay.
to try to see. I got to look into this because she lives in the city too, she said.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but she was adorable. Like it's so funny because I know you watch the character and you kind of think she's like that. There was no cynicism, like no, because
Mm-hmm.
Sam can be negative and sarcastic. I mean, I'm sure
Right.
she's not like that all the time, but she just came across as awesome, and I was so happy. So I'll just reference real quick the Scandoval thing. Now I know you don't watch Bravo, right?
Right.
Right. Okay.
I
So
don't.
Vanderpump Rules. For those of you who watch that, obviously we all know hashtag Scandoval, big thing. Tom Sandoval cheating with his girlfriend of almost 10 years, best friend for the past 7 months. But what really was creepy was we're watching the show. This all came out in March, early March, and they had already like wrapped
Mhm.
filming. So we were watching, the audience was watching and knowing that their affair, like trying to figure it out when it started, and like
Mhm.
the fact that they were such good liars, and how Raquel slash Rachel, the one he cheated with, is like a robot. It's like creepy almost. So
Yeah.
anyway, he would wear a lightning bolt necklace, Tom. And then like stuff started coming out and they're like, Raquel has the lightning bolt necklace. It must have been their way of communicating with each other. And he's like, has this thing with lightning bolts. Like he has them on the lapel of one of his jackets. He has a cover band that he pays his band members to be in. Like he didn't form a band and then they go out. He actually pays them and he's touring now. And it's a whole thing. He's having a midlife
Yeah.
crisis. He's 40. So the lightning, I had actually noticed this a while ago that I was like, oh my God, there's lightning bolts. Because Sam always has on a lightning bolt. And then there was the lightning
Yeah.
bolt light in the kitchen. I'm like, oh my God, that's so funny. And like the series finale, the season finale for Vanderpump Rules was this week. I actually wanted to
Mhm.
try to get that video out earlier and be like, oh my God, just make it a joke. But she does address the lightning bolt. It was very quick on Watch What Happens Live because Andy has questions from people and they said, like, why do you wear a lightning bolt? She actually was wearing a lightning bolt necklace there too. I Watch What Happens Live. So it's
Oh,
a
okay.
personal thing for her, not just her
Mhm.
character. And she said it represents like lighting a fire under your butt, like basically like the fire inside you or something like that.
Mhm.
And he's like, did someone buy it for you? She goes, no, I bought it for myself. Like everything I have something.
Yeah, yeah,
It was really good. She was cute too because
yeah.
she would talk about guys who were like good looking. She's like, is he single? And
Yeah.
I love her too. I loved her anyway, but now I got to like, I felt like I saw her personality. Anyway,
Mhm.
so that's the whole thing with the lightning bolt. Um, anyway, okay. Okay. All right. Brad had seen, finally Joel gets out. He's like, oh my God, pretending. And of course, Brad had seen him sitting there
Yeah.
the whole time. But it was cute. He's like, do you want to come and get some coffee? He's like, no. He's like, do you want a cookie? Do you want some gum?
Something.
It was so cute. And he had Wrigley's. And my mom
Oh.
always had double
Oh
mint
yeah.
Wrigley's. Sometimes she would bust out with the spearmint, which was the white. Spearmint's my
Mm.
favorite flavor. And it was back
Mhm.
then, and it still is now.
Yeah.
And then juicy fruit was totally, totally. Because that always used to be, I thought, the same company, but maybe not. Sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was just gonna say like the little thin packs though. Now they come in like these long
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
almost like a
I
cigarette
think I
can
remember when they
thing.
started to make the bigger
Remember like the
ones.
5 pieces?
Yeah.
Yes, and then it
Yeah.
was the bigger ones. I wish they should go back to that. I feel like you have to go to like a five and dime store to see
Yes.
like the old school candy and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I always
Yeah.
it was funny like if like as a kid if somebody had the spearmint or like the like you said the spearmint or the whatever
Juicy
some
fruit.
other yeah
Yeah.
the green one, right? Juicy
No,
fruit.
the green
But
was
if
double
they
mint.
were like double mint, yeah, oh double your pleasure,
Pleasure,
double
double
your
your
fun.
fun.
Oh,
Double. You know what
anyway,
the best
it's
song, by the way, is for Big Red gum?
so
Big
that's
Red
what I was
gum.
gonna say
Oh.
is if somebody had that one because it was the cinnamon, I was always like, oh, that's not my favorite one.
Mm.
I didn't really like hot cinnamon as a kid. That's
I
what
didn't
my I
love it
didn't.
either. And if I had it one day, there's no way I could
Yeah.
have it for a while. But I've been just recently, I was singing the song to Dom. I said, I think this is one of the best commercial songs ever.
Hmm.
Like, it's so kiss a little longer, get close a
Yes.
little longer, longer with Big Red. That Big
Yeah.
Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on while you chew it because it burns your mouth, I think. So and there was always someone kissing at the end.
A commercial, yes.
And there was always nighttime. They were like cleaning up around him. Oh no, that is one
Yeah.
of the best.
Yeah.
What a great campaign because I will never forget that.
Hmm. Never.
No, we have to watch it.
That campaign and the one with the one with the like the eggs and it's like your brain on drugs or something because these are ads when I was a kid, right?
This is drugs. This is your
Or the
brain on
dad comes
drugs.
in the room and he's like, "Well, where'd you get this
Where'd you
stuff?"
learn
He's like,
this?
"I learned it from
By
you,
watching
Dad."
you. I learned it by watching you.
Yeah.
It's like dad had no clue that the kid saw him doing drugs. Saw
Right.
him.
Okay.
You know.
Come on.
I guess he was
Commercials
really
are
doing a
supposed
lot
to
of
be
drugs.
kids. Like, apparently.
Everybody made
Those
fun
are
of that.
commercials that
Yeah.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Those were always on
This is
every,
your drugs. This
um
is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
yeah.
For those of you that don't know what we're talking about, they would fry an egg. They basically say your brain is fried. And the guy,
Mhm.
wasn't there like was there a guy there or was it just a voice? He was like,
I feel
any
like it was just a
questions?
voice in a pan.
It's like, that's it. You know what? That is going to make everybody stop doing drugs. Sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't laugh
Yeah.
about it.
The drug ads from 1988 really hit hard. Right in
Okay.
between an episode of like Family Ties and Just the 10 of Us or something.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
by the way, I forgot to say, so when they pick up the mom, apparently nobody told her. They have to tell her. Like, that's another thing. I'm like, "Really? You guys they have to tell?"
Mm,
So Trisha just tells her. And I was like, I wonder
yeah.
if she should have waited till they were in the car." But it's not like she
Yeah.
tried to leave or anything. Um, what am I gonna say? Oh, Brad ends up, I think, asking Joel to go on a walk. Oh, then I go back to the car ride. What am I doing?
That's when he turns his little Fitbit off or
That's when he
whatever,
turns
his
it
little
out, yeah.
walking
But
tracker.
before that, when they're in the car, their mom is saying she wants to go home. Sam
Mhm.
ends up just going off, and apparently the mom blocked their dad from visiting. And I wonder, is that why he took the boat trip, right? Is that what we're figuring out?
Probably.
Yeah.
That was probably the push, and then they pushed him to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I took a picture of them walking for those of you watching, and they have the same pants and pretty much belt on,
Mhm.
Brad and Joel. I was very happy about that.
The
Brad,
Dockers.
yeah, the Dockers, totally the Dockers. Brad
Totally Docker.
starts, yeah. Oh, Brad says he started taking singing lessons 5 years ago. He felt silly at first, but then he's like, why not? Why can't I take voice lessons at my age? And I said, that's right. Who says I can't have a podcast and a TikTok at my age? Okay.
Yeah. You know?
Anyway, he says he's not very good. And Joel's like, but you're very, Joel's like starts laughing. And then he's like, you're very
Mhm.
passionate about it. And then he says
Yeah.
he thinks he's Darlene's favorite.
Oh, yeah.
So the ladies drop off their mom. Mom says nothing to them. And then I took a picture of the screen when Trisha says, you think the good part of mom is ever going to come back?
Mm,
Gosh, I started to
that
cry.
really stinks.
And then she just started, and Sam's like, no.
Mhm.
She starts crying. I was crying. They stop at that Ope
Yeah.
home cooking, the place they were talking about in the car when they would come for swim meets. They would stop there to get the okra.
Yeah.
She calls Joel, and he doesn't answer.
Mm.
Um, Finally, Trisha tells her about this pillow that basically is blown up. I hadn't realized back in season 1 that she made the pillow. I thought
Yes.
she had ordered it. I don't know what. I mean, I don't have no idea why I thought that.
Yeah,
Why could she
no.
have gotten it so fast? I don't know, but I'm like,
Right.
oh, that makes it duh, Jackie. So it's blowing up because of Amy Sedaris, basically. And they've gone viral. And oh, she has a Finsta, a fake Instagram, which is really
Yeah, but
funny.
did you hear Sam? Yeah, they kept I played this back a few times
Yeah,
because she was calling it Finstagram or whatever. Finsta, right?
that's
Yeah,
a
that's
fake.
and
That's a
then
fake Insta account.
correct.
Yeah. What?
Right. Okay. I just because I was like, okay, so if they can they tell? Well, never mind.
Did you think they were
Can they
calling it
actually
that
say
because they couldn't
Instagram
call it
because
Instagram?
then she called it Instagram and I was like, wait, are you allowed not to like? Can you not
No,
say
so
that
a
Facebook is just
Finsta
like
is what
is a
like
fake Instagram?
is a fake Instagram account because you
Right.
don't want people to, like teenagers do it, and then those
Yeah.
teenagers. No, I don't.
Oh.
I'm sure like really famous people have Finstas and then they follow me.
Hmm.
I don't know it's them, with
Right.
username 72451
Underscore
with like
2062.
weird
Call me.
emojis in their name with
Hmm.
like a tongue hanging out and a middle finger, but it's probably really a famous person who just that's their Finsta. That's what, right?
Yeah. Totally.
Anyway,
Especially
um,
those private DMs they send you too.
yes, totally. Those
Yeah.
requests. Where am I here? I just realized the double meaning of lying on that pillow because you can lie on a
Mm.
pillow And then she was also
Huh.
lying. I don't know if they meant that, but I caught that. Lying, see you next Tuesday. Anyway, okay. Sam is all like excited about it. Like I love this whole part because she was so psyched for her, and but Trisha's embarrassed because she can't talk about it at church, and she wants to be a businesswoman. So she says she worked so hard for so long and nothing to show for it, and Sam is really supportive. Trisha had gotten fired from the grocery store for day drinking.
Well, listen.
Hadn't realized she had to go to
Homegirl's
work after
going
that.
through a hard time.
She is.
But it's not
Yeah,
a
and then
bad thing.
Trisha tries to blame Sam for it.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't totally serious about it. But, oh my God. So then Sam starts going off about, and she has all different slogans they could put on the pillows, and she's like, live, laugh, see you again.
Yeah.
I thought when we were talking about the pillow, I mean the live, laugh, love, and we were talking.
Yeah. Why did I write stocking stuffers in here? Did somebody talk about a stocking stuffer? Because I said, make sure to ask Jackie what the best stocking stuffer she had as a kid was.
Oh.
Did somebody talk about stocking stuffers? I really should have put more detail in here.
I'm not remembering, but was it during, like, do you have that note during when they were talking about the pillow? Or no?
It was before the Instagram thing. Yeah.
What the heck was it? I was talking about maybe I think Sam was like, oh my gosh, you could really take off with this. And she might have said something about stocking stuffers. I don't know. Darn. Or what was the best stocking stuff? You know what's really funny? You're asking me. This is so weird. I was just at my parents' house, and out of nowhere, Donovan goes to my dad. Now my dad's 89, as everybody knows. What did you get in your stocking when you were little? I have no idea where it came from. And my dad was like, well, Christmas wasn't as big as it is now. It's like Santa didn't really. He's like, no, Santa didn't go as big as he. He goes, we didn't get toys in our stocking. He goes, we got like an orange. And I look at Donovan, and he's like, Peppa Pig gets an orange in her stocking. Is that so weird? You asked me that. That's weird.
Oh man.
That's weird. The best stocking. See, when I was little, we got candy, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that was about it. We didn't get presents. So
it was always interesting. Sometimes I remember like loving the stocking, and but sometimes the stocking had a gift in it that went with like the bigger gift. So you were really confused. Like I remember one year getting Sienna had brought me like the feed the baby thing where Baby Alive, I think it was called, or something. Yeah. Where you like feed the baby food and like
and then they would poop.
And you change the diaper. It was like a whole thing. So you had to buy packs of diapers and the food or whatever. And I think there was a package of the food or something in the stocking. I was like, well, what, why
did you? Oh, so you opened the stockings first?
Yeah.
We always did those last. See, we always did those last. Yeah. That's funny. I just thought of something. Probably the best gift I got or stocking stuffer I got was those packs of the chapsticks that was shaped. They still sell them, right? Where it's like shaped like a candy cane, and they put all the chapstick, or it would just be like, that would be my best.
Yeah, we always got those, or there would be candy in there, and always a toothbrush.
Ooh, blank cassette tapes. We got blank cassette tapes in our stocking.
So you could record the top 10.
Make a radio mix or record myself talking. As a child, I would do little skits on the cassette. So, All right. I don't know. I got to go back about the stocking stuffer thing. Oh, sorry. And then Sam said something about big and juicy something and for the pillow again. And then she's getting back in the truck and she's like, sorry, my big and juicy won't fit in.
Yes. I was glad that they were laughing together.
Yes, I loved this whole thing. They bonded.
It was really cute.
They didn't fight.
No, they were sisters. It was really cute.
It was great.
Really, really cute.
Yeah. Then next, I think we see Joel and Brad, and Joel admits to Brad that he stalked him. And Brad, so I have a note here. I quote him. He goes, wow. And I wrote, that was fantastic. He's such a good actor. Like he did wow in such a, I don't know. He was just, he looked so like euphoric. Like he was just so happy about it. It was so
Yeah.
cute. It was so good. And he says, I just wanted to see you again. He confides in him about church. And Brad says, church is where you go to when you're confused. Just show up, just go, or don't. Asks him to come with him sometime.
Mm.
I was like, oh. And then, I mean, this looks like this is his like match. This guy is
Yeah.
him. Like,
Yeah.
it's adorable.
Yeah.
Oh, and then Joel's like, have you ever blessed a goat? He's like, no, but I think that's what we call a bragger or something. I wanted to say too, she addressed the St. Louis sushi thing also on Watch What Happens Live. Now, Andy Cohen is from St. Louis. And he goes, I'm not, like, I think someone asked if it was a real thing or something. And he's like, I'm from St. Louis and I've never heard of it. She's like, no, it's a real thing. She said that a good friend of hers, she named him, I don't know who he is. I think he's coming out with a cookbook and St. Louis sushi is in there. And she says it's fantastic. And she didn't say it makes you. Oh, because someone also asked. That was it. I was so happy. Someone said, how many takes did it take? Like for you guys to do the toilet scene? She said just 2. So anyway, let's see. Trisha and Sam go to the farm. They get the mail, and there's a letter from their dad, and he drew a cow at the bottom. It's so heartbreaking because he's not alive, and you just keep thinking, how are they going to play this out? How are they going to play this out? They could drag it out till the end of this season. Like they don't even have to address that. Yeah. Oh, so Fred and Susan stop by. By the way, I saw Fred, aka Murray Hill, posted today. Just saw it. There's a scene from tonight's show. Tonight's episode. He's getting fitted for his suit. Oh. I just saw that picture. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah. I think it was on the Finsta.
On the Finsta, yeah. I have so many accounts. You might think one of them's a Finsta, but it's not. It has my name attached, I think, pretty much to all of them. I love Fred. We love Fred. Okay. Where am I here? Sam. Oh, they're feeding the chickens. Mm-hmm. They're like, I feel like so much of it is ad-libbed, or they're just really good actors. Like, so, I'm following Susan now, aka Jennifer Mudge is her name. And so she's like, can I feed him? They're like, yeah. And then they're like, they do whatever the F they want, the chickens. Yeah. They weren't eating, I guess. So Sam all of a sudden asks if they want to get married there. And I was like, I know it. And I just wrote, I just love the show. I love the show. Sam gets home and Joel is there, says he forgot his phone. And I wrote, I don't like the line, but I get it. Yeah. Keys, phone, cash ID. That's the song you got to sing so you don't forget everything. Mm-hmm. There we go. And then I have the picture of the lightning bolt stuff.
Did he make her a teeny weeny?
Yes, I have.
Right?
Did you say teeny weeny?
What is it called?
Teeny. A teeny.
Oh, I need a nap.
Oh my God, me too. Yes. She says he looks refreshed. She says for him, because she's, definitely like, wiped out from the day, emotionally, whatever, physically. She says for him to promise her if she ends up like her mother to put her, this makes no sense, to put her out of her misery. Yeah. Right? Didn't she say that? Says, and then she does say to him, I'd be a shell without you. It's like, oh. Says he didn't get his steps in today. They ride their bikes.
Oh, this is the best.
And he says he wants a donut to go with his teeny. And she says, that is why I love you. And he says, did you just say what I think you said? And he says, can't take it back. And then a song called I Love You by, I'm going to say it wrong, Kariem, Karriem plays. And the only reason, again, I know the artist and the song title is because the subtitles, or whatever you want to call it, closed captions, tells me, which I love. And I really like the song. And right now I can't picture it in my head. I can't think of it, but I'm going to see if I can find it on, when I do the reels.
Yeah, I love
for the
that.
show.
That and seeing the ending reminded me that I have to get my bike out. I have one of those beach cruisers with the
Yes, you
basket on the
do.
front,
Isn't it yellow?
and it's yellow, and I love it. And Matt makes fun of me because I don't think I brought it out last year at all. But when I got it, and like I would ride around one time. There was a couple of us girls from our neighborhood who all got them for like Mother's Day,
I remember that.
and we took them. Yeah,
You
did I
drove
tell you
to
this story? How we,
Kingston. You drove
so
to a restaurant.
we drove to Applebee's out of all places, and we stopped at like Michael's or something for a lock or home and what's that?
There's
Bath and
Michael's.
Body Work? No, Bed Bath and
Bed Bath
Beyond.
Beyond, which is going,
Like there was a
yeah,
plaza there,
bankrupt.
and so we needed a lock for our bikes or something.
Where did you chain
So we
them
like
up?
got one or something, and we chained them up at the Applebee's and
They
went
had
down
a
there.
bike rack? They had
Yeah,
a,
I think so.
that's so
Somewhere we
weird.
chained the 3 bikes together and went in there. Oh my word. And
That's
yeah, and then we
awesome.
drove our bikes home. Yeah, like we
I mean, you do live close by, but it's
yes, it
very,
was very
it's a
close.
high traffic area for those of you who don't know.
Yeah, we did they did there was like a path though. Once you got over like we went like over the railroad tracks, like that was the scariest part is making sure you got over
Oh,
that. And then there
yeah.
was like a path we took off the road
Okay.
near like Tech
That's
City
awesome.
there's like it was hysterical. So it makes me think like I gotta like
You
was
got to
watching
bust
it. I was
out
like,
your
oh my gosh,
bike.
that bike needs to come out. We
Yes, it
need to start
does.
doing some
Like
laps in the
now.
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
do that. I'll send you a picture. I'll get it out. I'm
Definitely.
pumped.
Because
Yeah.
I'll live vicariously through you because I don't live in a neighborhood. So
Yeah.
it's scary to walk on my road. There's
Yeah.
no
Yeah. Yeah.
sidewalk,
Yeah.
even though I'm very
Yeah.
close to the town of
I have a
Woodstock. But
cooler. I
what?
have a cooler on the back, like a little
Okay.
cooler
Yes.
bag. I totally forgot.
Oh
It's
my
like
God.
strapped to the.
You got to pull that out. I can't
Flat.
believe you
I
didn't.
can't believe hopefully the tires aren't flat.
Was that pre-COVID that
Anyway.
you did the?
Oh yeah. Oh, I've
Okay.
had
Because
this
you
bike
wouldn't
for
have
years.
rent.
Years.
Yeah,
Jacoby
you got to pull
probably
that
was
out.
little when I got it way before I got
I
it like
remember when you got
I
it.
think.
Like, totally remember when you got it. So,
Oh my gosh. Gotta get that thing out.
all right.
Anyway. Well,
I'm
thanks
so
for
happy we
listening. That
got
was
to
fun.
record.
We've got to watch that new sewed.
New
Believe
sewed.
tomorrow.
Yep. And for those of you who also watch Abbott Elementary, we are going to try to pull it off that we're going to do 2 shows
Yeah.
a week when the summer starts. We're going to do, because then just like that starts the day
At the end of June.
before our last day of school. So
Okay.
June 22nd.
Nice.
And we did start Abbott Elementary. We did record for the episodes 1 and 2, but I didn't want to put them up yet or anything. So because
Yeah.
it would be randomly placed.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. All right, so give us a shout. And if you watch us on YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
please make a, if you, unless you're shy, make a comment. Answer a question. What's
Mm-hmm.
your favorite stocking stuffer? What do you have to have in your bag? In your
Right.
pocket?
What
I
can't
don't know.
you
What can you
leave
not leave the
the
house
house?
without? Other than,
And
the regular.
tell me about your playlist. You know, I love songs. What's on your playlist in the
Yeah.
car when you're by yourself or in a group?
And I did want to say one thing about Ave Maria, how we were like, whatever, Ave Maria. I think she was intimidated because it's actually probably a really hard song to sing. Like, I didn't think about that.
Oh,
It's like,
absolutely.
Ave Maria, but I was like, whatever,
Yeah,
Ave Maria.
I know. I mean, that's like Whitney Houston level singing to do
Yeah.
that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I
that's
think.
like almost operatic, right? Like,
I can, yeah,
like the
yeah. It's very
range.
spiritual, I guess I would say
It's
too. It's
it's
like,
so church old school. I mean, it's Latin,
yeah,
obviously, and it's just the different notes, and I think there's high in there, there's low in the, all
yeah,
that
no.
stuff. She has to sing it
I mean,
probably in a different key.
I can bust out an Amazing Grace, but I got no talent for.
I don't know if I could do it either. I used to be a soprano. I'm not anymore. Okay. All right. So until next time. Bye. Yes.